Hello everyone, can you hear me? And see me, I suppose. So excited you're here. Happy birthday for yesterday. Michelle, I'm so glad you could make it. I hope you had the best day. I know, the time thing, it's so confusing. And now we've got daylight savings here in Australia, and I think, it started, finished over in the US as well, so welcome everyone. I've got lots of fun stuff planned. Oh, there's a few new faces here. Welcome, I hope we're going to have some fun today. I have some ideas for doing some really quick cards because we don't all, like sometimes you just need that card. Like someone says, hey, Mum, can I have a birthday card? Like when? Yeah, today. Who's been there? So what I thought I'd do is give some really simple ideas as well as create some cards with you today. Oh, look, everyone's here. I'm going to head down to the desktop. Now, I wasn't really sure. I thought another good idea would be to use some design paper because we all have design paper, and I don't know if you're anything like me, I don't use it anywhere near enough. So some of the tips I'm going to give you today are to sort of help you create something real quick, but also have something that you're happy with and not going to put yourself under too much stress. So I have actually in my head planned out some cards. I haven't made any of these cards before, so if you know me, I usually like to change as I go, and that's one thing with fast card making is you got to be a bit more decisive. I don't know if anyone ever remembers that 10-minute challenge, and I think it was Pauline from Pretty Pink Posh who used to do it, and you had 10 minutes to make a card. That I used to love doing that. I was hopeless at it, but I loved it. Okay, so anyway, so one of the tips is if you use design paper, it actually gives you colour or a pattern really quickly, and it's going to save you time. So I have grabbed a couple out. One of my favourites, I like the black and white. I like the elegance and the versatility of it, but I think I'm going to just stick with one today, and I've got this, it's a sampler pack from Waffle Flower Crafts, and it's rainbows, and it's JJ Bolton, and I just grabbed out a few different things that I thought would make easy really quick cards. So things like die cutting for me makes it really easy, or if you're going to grab stamps or dies, make sure they're already in a bouquet. You're not having to mask and layer. And I thought, I don't know, what do you reckon? Do you want to time me? I've got 4 cards I want to make today, so we'll see how we go. Is someone able to time me? What do you think? See how long it takes. I think I haven't got a stopwatch. I should have got a stopwatch out. But I just grabbed a few different things. All right. Thanks, Michelle. Another tip is if you are creating sentiments or die cutting something out, or making, these are actually foiled, make a whole lot at once and cut them down, they're ready to go. So you can grab stuff like that if you want to be really time saving. Another thing is to use like a die cut word. So, or a simple stamp. So my first card, here we go. All right, I'll start with, I've already given you a few of the tips, haven't I? One of them though is to have pre-made bases. Does anyone buy their bases ready to go, or do they make their own? I usually just buy my A4 cardstock and then I make a stack at once. That way they're ready to go. I hate having to start fresh every time. I just have a little stash on hand. All right, Yeah, I do too. I think it's, and then you can get the cardstock that you want, Jerry. It's like I use the Nina 110 pounds, so it's a nice solid cardstock. All right, let's start. Okay, Michelle, can you hit the timer? See how we go. So I thought I'd start with a rainbow style card. Hello, they're all going to be rainbow, aren't they, Therese? I thought I'd start. Oh man, I can't even get this book apart. This is really solid cardstock, so it's nice, and I think it's 80 pound. So I'm going to create a panel for the front of my card. One of my tips is to use dies, so you can, it just takes the guesswork out of measuring. So I've got the A2 layers die, any of the rectangle dies. If you've got some nesting dies, if you only have one set of nesting dies, I would recommend getting rectangles. It actually took me years to buy rectangle nesting dies because I thought, well, I can just cut them. It's easy to do. It's like squares. But I actually use these the most out of any, oh, what did I do there? Out of any of my dies. Probably the next one would be the circle ones. That would be the next one that I'd get. Okay, so I'm going to end up with a bit of a mess here at the end. All right, now I knew that was going to finish. Can't count that. I'm not going to reload it right now. I agree. The nesting dies, and you know it's going to be the perfect size for your card as well. But it took me a long time to actually. What am I doing? I want to do this, don't I? I thought one of these would be really nice on the front. And the best thing too is it takes the guesswork out when you're layering. So if you're someone who likes to mat and or layer in a few together, you know that they're going to fit perfectly. Yep, Lisa, it's the way to go. And I just, especially if I'm feeling a little bit, you know, I'm struggling with the mojo. If I've got nothing happening, I'm trying to create and it's just not working, I will actually just sit down and make quite a few like card bases all at once. And that way I feel like I'm getting something done, but I don't have to think. And that's what's important, not thinking. Especially when we're doing cards fast. Trying to do. Well, I'm not really doing them fast, I'm just giving you ideas for really fast cards. Still don't have to create them so fast because it's still meant to be fun, isn't it? What do you reckon? That's pretty. So what am I using? So that's the Alta New Spring Roses die set. Now I've bought some of this Barely Art glue. I've been trying it out so far. I like it. And if I had been a bit more organised, I probably would have put a bit of adhesive behind this. I could use the sticky dots. Oh, why didn't you remind me? You know, the sheets of them. That always makes it faster, but you actually don't need a lot of liquid glue because it's got such a nice strong hold. So my next tip is to actually not layer up. You know what I'm like, I always layer everything up Even my sentiments, I put like 4 layers of die cuts under them because I like the look of dimension, but it does take time to do. So if you are in a rush, one of my tips is not to layer. Oh, it's going that way. Ooh, is that a crooked rainbow? I'll go that way then. That looks pretty. We've got started. And like I said, no layers. So direct to card front. These are going to be good cards to post. So because we don't have the layers in them, yay. Now we do need a sentiment, and you don't have to do a sentiment. You could certainly just send this card as, you know, like as is. But you can see one of my favourite sentiments here. I use this all the time. What's everyone been up to? I know, Lisa, sticky dots, and I forgot them. The sticky specs, I think, is the ones that I've got. I think, isn't it Thermoweb that make the brand sticky dots? I presume they're pretty much the same. That real fine. I need to put things away a little bit, otherwise I won't be able to find anything. Okay. And you could add bling, but you probably don't have that half an hour for me to work out where it goes. One thing I've noticed about this Barely Art glue is it seems to, once it gets a grip, it doesn't want to move. You don't have quite as much forgive time. Okay, card number 1. How was that? What was our time? Did anyone time me? And this is the hardest part about this glue. Multifocals and a really small needle. 7 minutes, 36 seconds. Hey, that was pretty good, I think. I don't know. What do you reckon? Yes, Michelle, get the sticky dots or sticky specks, whichever one you can. I'm feeling that's crooked. No, it's not. Don't focus. Okay. Going to do another rainbow card. Under 10 minutes. I know, I can take, I don't want to tell you what my record is. I think I've taken days to make cards before. Now, I did have this card, or these cards, actually that card I didn't have in my head. I was actually, the original plan for this card was going to be a stamped floral image. But then when I decided to go all rainbows, because originally I was going to do some black and white, when I decided to go all rainbows, I thought the stamping it would still look good. So if you've got a floral, you could stamp and heat emboss it in white if you want the white look, or you could stamp it in black and then add a black sentiment. So I kind of had that idea, but I changed it like 5 minutes before. But I will add the supplies to what I used there in the link below. I just didn't add them because I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, that's okay. Next one. What do I have? Oh, card base. And I actually, I tend to, so if anyone ever gets a card from me, And there's a little bit of paper pulled off on the inside. It's because I glued I adhere my paper down while I'm working on my card. All right, so my next one. Now, I don't think you can get these anymore. These are the folk art dies from Alan Hudson, but you could use any shape die or any heart die if you want to go for a heart. I just thought hearts and rainbows would work really well. And sorry, I'm just going to change this. You don't need to see me, do you? Except I've lost my mouse. Okay. Are you ready to go with the timer again? Oh, Amy's here, the batching queen. You amaze me, girlfriend. Okay, let's do the heart card. How cool is this paper packer? I want a wider rainbow for this one. How about that one? I know, this is awesome, using up design paper. So, one thing I have noticed about this particular die is I need to add a shim for some reason, especially because this cardstock's that bit thicker. All right. So, excuse me. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, did that work? See? Oh, just. I'm glad I added the shim. Every die is different. Yeah. Oh, look. I've got spares. I might pop this one up. This won't take long, will it? And how would these rainbows look with a bit of bling? Wouldn't that be awesome? I'm not blinging yet. You can tell Therese is concentrating. She's gone quiet. I never go quiet. Oh, I am just enjoying using my design paper. I actually, when I did my clean up of my craft space earlier this year, I actually donated quite a bit of the cardstock, gave it away or donated it to schools. But I kept the ones that I knew I'd use, like the black and white, the stripes, the dots, all the classic designs that, you know that you're going to use at some point. But there's nothing wrong with them. They were awesome. I just found I wasn't using them because I liked to keep them. And if I used them, I wouldn't have them. Doesn't make sense, I know. Whereas if I've got a background stamp, or a stamp that I can stamp out a background, I can use it till my heart's content. Right. Having the supplies that you use the most right beside you makes life so much easier and card making faster. If you can leave stuff out, that was a game changer for me. Once I had to stop, because originally when I started card making, I kept everything in a box altogether. And just the thought of having to get it out to do my craft, once I had it out, I was fine. But the thought of it, so if you've got a designated space where you can leave stuff out, like that. Then it does make it much quicker. Heck. So I'm finding even by the time I can join these together, this glue's starting to dry, so I'm having to be a little bit faster. Faster at everything. Oh, I was thinking, wouldn't that be cool having that in a, I have to put dimension. It's just not going to work otherwise for me. I won't be happy. Wouldn't it be cool in a glittery cardstock, is what I was thinking. I didn't get it out. I'm shaking because I'm trying to rush. And there's no rush. I'm still enjoying it. That's the thing. I still want to enjoy it, but sometimes you just need those cards that are going to be that little bit quicker to make. Oh. Don't know if we're going to get under 10 minutes for this one. Ah! This is a new to me. Oh, I'm going to put that on there. It's the big roll of black. You ready with the timer? I just made it crooked. Done. Hello Christine, welcome. That's me fighting with a U. Oh no, I'm not timing, Michelle's timing me, Amy. Yes, but I'm trying to make them quick. So that would have been good too had I die cut the U within that. Oh, that was actually less. Woohoo! The U within the heart and then put some black cardstock up underneath it. That probably would have been a bit quicker too. Or you could actually do it all flat on the card like I did the other one. Okay. So. No stress, no stress. Hello Pam, welcome. I'm trying to make cards using quick techniques, but I'm trying to make them in a time. I'm actually timing myself. Oh, my friend, my gorgeous friend, Michelle, who was another year younger yesterday, is timing me. Okay. I know. Next. What was my next idea? Oh yeah. Okay. Another design paper idea. One thing that you can do is, and this is going to be fun, isn't it? I don't know how we're going to go on this one because I'm going to stamp on this one. I'm going to silhouette stamp, and one great thing about design paper is you can colour. A lot of people don't realise they can colour on it and stamp direct, don't think to colour on it or stamp on it. I'm not going to do any colouring today because that does take time. So to make it even faster and easier, I'm going to be using some silhouette stamps, but this is a new set, so that could be fun. We'll see how we go, whether I want to, might be safer to use a Misty. What do you reckon? Just in case. Because then I can re-stamp, because ultimately that's going to be quicker than starting again, isn't it? We'll see. Challenge number 2 for the day. Oh, that's easier. Oh, bye-bye. Thanks. Super Sanders 58. I don't know your first name, but thank you. Thanks for coming. All right. So this set is Wildflower Garden, and I just grabbed it because it's something I can build, and I only want to do probably I don't know whether you just do one. It is a layering set. That's even more of a challenge. It's much easier if you had a silhouette set that was just one stamp, but I figured this was pretty and I haven't used it yet. So, you know, maybe I could do a couple of little bits and pieces out of it. So, maybe we need to start. Timing shortly, Michelle. I was just going to say, what else have I got to tell you about? That was one of my other tips, is recreate a card that you've already made before, but do it differently. If you don't like to recreate the exact same card, a way to actually make something faster is you've already done all the hard work. So you just either choose a different colour, choose different stamps, and then you don't have to rethink about it. Okay, so ready, set, let's go, Michelle. And let me choose some cardstock for this one. I haven't done an angled one yet, have I? Gosh, I'm gonna smash this paper pack today. Which will be good for me, because I don't know that I've ever finished a paper pack. I'm very much in awe of people that do. I have. Yep, thanks, Michelle. I wouldn't mind this one going the opposite way to the other flower. What do you reckon? And I'm literally going to use the black for my silhouette because that's easier. Actually, I might go that way because I naturally do that. Because if it does miss stamp and I'm not happy with it, I can easily come in with a black pen, and that's going to allow me to be able to fix it without the stress. Although you can fix coloured stamping as well. If you've got a pencil or a Copic marker of a similar colour, you can always come in and just touch up the areas that you've stamped. I don't think this is how these layers are meant to go, but we're not overthinking it. I'd like to do this set actually, this floral set stamp it in some coloured ink. It's a bigger one. And use coloured pencil over top, or watercolour. I think it'd look really pretty. Yeah, but I haven't actually, you know how I was saying that tip where you can copy a card you've made. I haven't made any of these specific cards before, but I mean, I've made similar cards. That's one thing. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. I think it needs a bit more foliage. Or another flower. Let's do another flower. And I could have been smarter and stamped these flowers at the same time to make it quicker. Has anybody got any tips they want to share about making fast cards? I know Amy. Amy will have a few. She's got the most amazing system where she batches out sentiments, images, die cut words into folders. If you haven't been to her channel and seen any of her videos, she's awesome. But, you know, batching like that is a wonderful one. Oh, look at that one. That's going the perfect way. Sorry, I just got distracted by stamp. It just makes sense. Normally I would think this through a lot more about placement. Do you reckon that's enough? The timekeeper might have something to say about that. So you can actually do this. You can imagine this card done on different background paper and made into a sympathy card. See, I could stamp a sentiment on there now. I'll just think about that for a moment while I do my might have it a bit bigger, like that. And you could also come in and emboss it too. That would look really cool. Oops. There I go. Who knows where that rectangle ended up? We'll find out. Batching Betty. So did anybody else ever that's here today, have they been around long enough to remember Paulina's 10-minute challenge? Did anyone else do that challenge? Michelle, did you ever do that challenge? It was a lot of fun. And I would actually have, I haven't got my base out, have I? I would have stuff ready for that as well, but you know, it's the same. You think you're going to make, you have something pictured in your head and then you start to make it. Unless you've made it before, you don't really know whether you're going to be happy with the picture in your head until you see it finished. See what I mean? Did you all see that? Wasn't stamped perfect. And Too long. That'd make a nice hello card, wouldn't it? Or, yeah. Hooray, we've got a rainbow. Rainbows make me happy. Not quite the folders you've got, Amy. Here we go. I can't help myself. I don't like the white edges. You know that to bring your marker from the back, because if you slip, you'll touch the back, not the front. Therese tip 101. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't the card, Christine, because I have done that before. Okay, let me find. This is only thin, so I'm cheating here. I'm popping it up because I have to, but I do want to layer up the cardstock, so I'm using the foam. And how would a bit of bling look on here? Be perfect. You know those gems from Pink Fresh that I'm a little bit addicted to. Are you ready, Michelle? I'll try and get it straight away this time. Done. How we go? So it would have been just as easy to stamp a sentiment on there as well. So that's 3. How are we doing? The time. 9 minutes. Ooh, it's the longest. Maybe I shouldn't try the next one. The next one's going to be a bit harder, I think. But hey, why not? That's what we're here for. We're all friends. Oh, is your name Rachel, IRC? I didn't know your name. That's the, when we have our code names, like I'm Lostinpaper. Go for it. Oh, I got one more. So we're going to do one. You reckon we should give it a try? Let me remember what I was going to do. It's like a layered cardstock. Well, not layered. Oh, I made an extra one. No, it's a stamped one. I'll do the stamped one first because we've got time for that. Hopefully. Another stamped one. Because this is the one I was thinking about doing originally. And then we'll do the other one if we've got time. We can use some leftovers. All right. I'll stick that because we can't be fighting with that, can we? So that means I need the Misty back. Don't we, Christine? All right, do you want to get started with the timer? Let's go. I'm using this amazing set. It's got to be one of my favourites. Pristine Peonies. Wouldn't matter which bloom you used out of this one. So to make things fast, I'm stamping directly on the card front and not going to do any colouring. So if you've got something like a bouquet flower that is like this one, there's some beautiful ones around, then if you need a card in a hurry, you could just add a sentiment to that. Easy peasy. And actually I'm going to have to add a sentiment, I think, as well. But first I want to add a rainbow. I might use that. Where'd it go? And do you want it on an angle or straight up and down? It's going to be obvious if I get it wrong if it's straight up and down. But I'm up for the challenge. As long as you guys are. Oh, need more tape. One more. Why not? Christine, the original Misties are incredible, and if you only had one, I would get the one that's the regular size, not the mini, because you can do so much more in them. Like with a big stamp like that, I could sort of fit it in on I could have moved it around and done it on different angles. But whereas I find with the mini Misty, I don't have the ability to do that. But in saying that, I love my mini Misty too. All right. So I was thinking this would look really fun. I don't think that's very good English. This would be a fun card to do with coloured ink too on the background. Let me see if that's straight. Enough. So this is that you're heading out the door to the 50th birthday party and you haven't got a card. I've got you covered. Right, and that sentiment's out of the same stamp set, guys. So, you know I really want to pop this up, but I'm not going to. I'm resisting the urge. And there is a top and a bottom. Okay, you ready? Making you work hard today, Michelle. That's it. Ah, it's not crooked. I think you meant this is crooked, the die cutting is crooked. No, you know I'd have to do it again. How we go? That's one more. We're at 4 cards now, guys. 4 minutes 31 seconds. Yeah, see, you can do that while the kids are still getting ready to get in the car. The hardest thing's finding the stamps, so that's another tip. I sort my stamps. I actually sort my stamps by brand, but that's mainly because I'm on design teams. But within the brands, I actually sort by categories. So I'll have all my stamp layering florals together. I have, because I'm with Altenew, like I have the you know, crafter flowers, all of those all together, all the image type stamps, masculine stamps, Christmas stamps. They're all together so that when I want to do a certain theme, like if I was looking for this particular flower, I just go straight to the Builder Garden section. And it means I can find it quicker. I hate not being able to find something. And I know it's exactly the one that I want. All right, what time have we got there? We've got time for one more. What do you reckon? Oh, there's, I'll be looking for that later. It was kind of the most complicated one. That's the one I was thinking, will I really do this one? Now you want to see it, don't you? Thank you, Mari. So glad that you're here. We always have such fun, and Michelle runs a tight ship, gotta say. She's the reason we're so organised. I say that tongue in cheek, I'm not organised. Okay, well, we do one more. Carla, of course, Amy, yes, put your link everywhere. All right. I'm going to get my paper out first this time. I'm going to choose 2 different papers and wish me luck, because now I have to try and remember what I was going to do. All right, are you ready to start timing? Michelle? Maestro, I probably would rather normally cut this. You can start now. Thank you. I'd normally cut this on my precision. I've got because I'm cutting 2 layers. Well, that seems to work. So to speed things up, I'm cutting 2 at once, and I've got 1 inch. I'm using the guide on here. These blades aren't the best for the thicker cardstock and multiple cuts. I don't find they last that long. That's why I use the precision. I need probably 6 should be enough. So 6 inches. How wide's a card? I might do an extra just for, it's 4 1/4. I'm not going to need it, am I? No. But I love the Fiskars trimmers. Like I wouldn't be without it at all. But when it comes to longevity of the blade, it's probably its biggest letdown. My favourite part of it is this is just copy paper, by the way. The favourite part of the trimmer is the guide wire. I don't know if anyone else has one of the Fiskars trimmers, but I've used a lot of trimmers over the years, and I keep going back to Fiskars. They're my favourite. So I'm basically making some strips, joining 2 different colours of rainbow strips here. Because why not? Why not challenge myself? Why not? I'm going to keep the same colours each time, like facing the same way. I think they're different. If I tip them around, they would be, yeah. So the white and the pink again here. And then again, that's kind of fun, isn't it? How it's not intended. And if I hadn't have run out of ATG at the beginning of I would have used that. How big do we want this? I've got ink on there. We'll go quite big. And by using the rectangle here, I can actually see where my rectangle's going to cut so that I can keep my squares even as long as it doesn't shift. So that's why I'm putting plenty of tape on there. I'll run it through my Gemini. Try and keep it away from that black ink on there. I agree, Pam. The Fiskars, other trimmers that I've had didn't cut true. Like, I would find my cards would be just ever so slightly out. And that's not good when you do clean, especially if you like to do clean and simple designs. They really do show if it's not right. Kind of, I think it looks straighter that way. See, told ya, I could see that ink was going to go on there. I usually wash it off between. But by using the copy paper, it just meant that it wasn't too thick. And I'd normally use my align tool, but I'm doing my speedy stuff today. My speedy tips for fast card making. And oh, how cheaty would that be? Oh, I can't wait to read the comments after. Oh, what do you reckon? Have I got time to art? Oh, I'm thinking black. I'm thinking it's the black. Who agrees? It just stands out that bit more. I like the green though, it's fun. Okay. You know, I'm not going to be able to find that. Can you keep an eye on that dot for me, the tittle? Because I won't be able to find it. And glue. I'm going to use that one because it needs using. How bold is this sentiment? It's awesome. Actually, this whole set of sentiment dies, this one from Ellen Hudson. What's it? Hey, hello, hi. The hey is pretty awesome too. Did you agree with me? Did you think black? Thanks, Natasha. Knew you had my back. Have I told you I'm going on holidays next week? I'm pretty excited. Not excited about sitting in the car for going up to my brother's and we're going camping. I don't know, I'm feeling like it needs to be a bit on an angle. And I'm not so excited about sitting in the car for 7 hours to get there. But we'll just have to do a few. We're going to stay with friends along the way, so that'll break it up on the way. I'm finding the car's aggravating my back. It's very frustrating. But it'll be worth it because then I get to sit on the beach. This is how I store my little tittles. If I pack them away. I should have put that on before. Are you ready, Michelle? Done. How we go? Oh, Amy, we can't take our dog to this one because we were going to go to a national park, and in Australia you're not allowed to take the dogs into national parks. But now we're going to a different park, but we still can't take him. But he's there. He goes, stays with friends of ours, and they've got 3 older teenage children, and they just, or one's an adult now, so yeah. But yeah, and they just spoil him rotten. So he's got like 5 people in the house that he just goes around to for smooches constantly. Oh, 7 minutes, 39 seconds, yay. Can I breathe now? Where is my mouse? I can't even find where my cursor is so that I can... do that. Oh, I've worked up a sweat. Oh, I meant to do this first. I'll do this because I haven't shown you all our cards. Enamel dots would work brilliantly. Yeah, Scott's a bit devoed that we can't take the dog. I'm running out of room. We've made 5 cards. I've smashed this paper pack today. And what did we do? We did, so my main tips are pre-making things like card bases, having them all ready to go, or buying pre-made card bases, using design paper because you've already got your colour there and you don't have to necessarily add more colour unless you're going to use black and white paper pad. Use less layers, so even though I did end up popping some bits up just because I couldn't help myself, but without layers it's a lot quicker. Use leftovers, so things like if you've got sentiments that you've already batched out or made and not used on another project, use those, or use die cut words because they are ready to go. You don't have to sort of cut out separate letters to create the word. And what else? Die cutting is obviously quicker than stamping, but then I did show you if you have a stamp like this one here that's already made into a bouquet, then that makes it quite quick as well. Recreate a card that you've already made before. So you're not reinventing the wheel. It might not be like super quick, but you don't have to think about the process. Maybe you can just change up the colours or the stamps that you use. But if you're using the same basic design, it's going to be a lot quicker. Or if you don't mind recreating exactly the same card, of course you can do that. I just tend not to do that. That's why I do the same but different. And that's another thing is, while you've got everything out, why not make more than one? Make a few. And I've got 5 cards made in under an hour, and none of these cards took over 10 minutes. I think the closest, what was it, Michelle? I was going to say 9 hours. 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 20 seconds, was it, I think you said? So I had a lot of fun making these cards. The other thing I was going to talk to you about is demo day is on this Saturday, and it is absolutely free. It's 8 hours of live presentations from the Card Makers Success Summit. I don't know if you've ever joined me in any of their summits, but they've done this demo day once before, and basically each company, there's 7 different companies, and they've all got these live presentations and freebies and giveaways and lots of inspiration. So each live you're going to get like, they're going to show you techniques and things like that. So, you know, Catherine Pooler's there. I think she's on at midday. I think I saw an email from her. And Colorado Craft Company, so maybe Daniel might be there as well. So I've added my link in the description below, so if you do use my link to click through, it won't cost you anything. I do say thank you for using that link and for supporting my channel. And also the other thing is, I'm hoping to be back here on the 24th of November for my next live, which is 2 Thursdays from now. We get back from camping early that week, so cross fingers I can get myself organised. I won't be doing any lives over December because everyone's so busy with Christmas, and it'll give me a bit of time to regroup and make a plan for next year. So I might put an email out asking you guys what you'd like to see from me. So maybe you do a poll or something like that. I've done them before, and I really appreciate any feedback that you give me or any ideas that you have for me, because there's no point me coming on here and doing stuff that you don't want to see. So if you let me know what you want me to do or what you want to see more of, then that really helps me so much. And I'll put that out probably when I get back from holidays or in December sometime when I update you again and make a plan for work out what we're going to do next year together. And yes, if you did enjoy today's video, please click the like button. I will endeavour to take some photos and post it up on my blog. So I am hoping to make this video into a replay as well. We'll see. But I will definitely add chapters. So if I don't get time to edit the replay, I will add the chapters. So if there's something that you want to re-see, then you can just go to that chapter and see it. So thank you very much for joining me. I have had such fun, and I will be away camping. Think of me on the beach, and I won't be fishing. I'm going to take some colouring stuff. And I really appreciate you guys joining me here today. Till next time, happy paper crafting. And thank you, Michelle. Happy birthday for yesterday. Bye.